Hey everybody, welcome back. I am Jason Curley with Comey & Shepherd Realtors, and this is another video in the series about tips for buyers and sellers of real estate. So I've got a cool one for you today, and it's useful information no matter what side of the transaction you're on, or if you're an agent and you just weren't aware of this, it's going to be very helpful. So I was just at an open house and I was speaking with someone that was just passing by and saw the sign and came on in. And she has somebody that she's been working with and has written offers on multiple homes, and unfortunately has just lost out in multiple offer situations all throughout her home search. So I want to talk to you about countering multiple offers. When you're in a multiple offer situation as a buyer, it can be very frustrating. It can be a very challenging time because you don't know necessarily what other people are offering. You may not know if your offer's good enough. You really don't. And having to sit and wait until that time when the seller is going to have an opportunity to review all the offers and make a decision and get back to everyone. They don't always get back to everyone. Sometimes you just get a message that says, sorry, the seller chose another offer. But honestly, they are not obligated to reply to you at all. So it can be tough, especially if there's another home that you were maybe interested in putting an offer on. It can be hard to sit in the dark and wait for an answer that may never come. So knowing this can be useful. I've mentioned this to the visitor to my open house, and she was just completely shocked. She had no idea. So I shared the document rules of engagement for offers on real estate, and let her take a look at it and gave her a copy. And we stuck on the passage, the part of it that speaks specifically to this. It's something that's been in effect since 2017 here in the Ohio market, and it's called the rules of engagement for offers on real estate. So it's broken down into two sections. Left side of the page is about offers and counter offers, and the right side of the page is all about multiple offers. In this portion of the multiple offer section, it says a seller can counter more than one offer at the same time, provided they use appropriate language to notify the affected parties of the situation, including that all offers are subject to final written approval of the seller. So what that means. So it means that if you put the right language in the counter, you can, as a seller, counter multiple offers. And if you've ever been in a situation where you've kind of worked through all the terms and the dollar amounts and cents of the contract or the offers that are sent to you, and it comes down to a couple, and it's really challenging sometimes to pick the right one. And there's a lot of different things to look at. So what if you countered both of them or three of them? And in that counter, I have a little passage that you can put in there that will notify them that once you sign it and agree to the counter, it still has to be sent back and then both acknowledged and signed or approved by the seller. So I'm going to share that passage with you here real quick. This counteroffer is not valid until executed by buyer within the time limit set forth herein, and thereafter acknowledged and approved by the seller in writing. All right, so now you have the knowledge, now you have the verbiage, the language that you have to put on the contract if you're going to counter multiple offers. Let's bring it all together and just talk about what benefit this has, right? So it can be frustrating, it can be challenging, it can be nerve-wracking to sit as a buyer and wait for a call that may never come. It can also be challenging as a seller when you're dealing with multiple offers. You get it narrowed down to just those couple, and then wow, you have to make this very hard decision to just accept one. And maybe for the second one, you were thinking you could take it as a backup for your second favorite, but you had to make that tough decision. So this leaves you open to negotiating and countering multiples, and then maybe your decision's made for you. Maybe one of them comes back and says, hey, we'll agree to part of your counter offer. And the other one comes back and says, hey, we'll take it. then the decision's made for you, and you have your easy choice to go with the one that agreed to everything that you asked for. And it's a lot easier on the buyers as well, and easier situation where they aren't sitting in the dark waiting for a call or a message or something that may never come. They are still part of the game, and the light's still on, you know? So it gives you an opportunity to kind of really maximize what you get out of your experience selling your home, and then what the buyers are getting to experience in part of that. And you also learn a little bit about the buyer, you learn a little bit about the seller, and what it's going to be like when you're doing inspection, and then the negotiation after inspection, or what if appraisal comes back low. Now you're learning how they negotiate, how they work, kind of getting a little bit of information about them beyond what you learned from the offer, and maybe speaking to their lender and things like that. So all in all, I really hope that you found this to be very useful information. I appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to be back on the next video with another great tip. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them in the box below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching.